Alright, welcome back to Star Ocean Anamnesis. So, we got a gigantic update today, and I guess before I go through that, I should say happy anniversary. It's been a year since this game came out. Yeah, amazing. So, I guess we'll have to go through all of these in order now. So, starting at the bottom, we have a bunch of rerun events, and it's part of the returning event spree. So I think we had that before. I don't remember when that was, but all of these are events that took place previously, and if you're a new player, that means that you've got like 20 different events that you can farm. I really feel for you. That's a lot of stuff to do, but most of these didn't get any new stuff. In particular, the ones that already got reruns, those don't have any new stuff in the shop. The ones that haven't been reran yet, like the Lucifer one, Moment in History, Two-Headed Dragon, those all got new tickets in the shop, I'm pretty sure. So if you've already played those when they first came out, you have some extra tickets to farm for. And I think the Lucifer one, hold on, let's actually look at this. I think this one has the combat armlet as one of the accessories. It does, yeah, combat armlet. That's a pretty decent accessory, so I highly recommend you grab that one. And then the Charm of Insight, I've been recommending that a lot in some of my character guides. That one is part of Facular Dragon, who is part of this event, I think. So farm this guy and he should drop Charm of Insight, or you can find it in one of these boxes, I think. Regardless, they have some decent accessories, so I highly recommend you go through all of them. And of course we have these two characters right here, Limo and Claude. These are free limit break 10s, as long as you do all of the achievements. For Claude, it's, yeah, those Claude limit breakers. Those are the ones that you have to use to limit break him, and you can get some in the shop as well. So make sure that you get both of them to limit break 10, because that helps out with deep space exploration. Then of course, Temple of Elements, vulnerable to wind, same old, same old. Make sure you bring characters that can use either the wind element or some very strong invokers that can hit in large AoEs, or maybe some defenders, and you should be able to do it very easily. So, up next we have Master Must Be Punished, Misery 2 and 3. So, we got a new coin, Misery 2 Tea-Time coins, and of course you can exchange this in a box draw. Very nice. So, of course it's just a normal gacha box draw. You collect these coins and then you roll 10 of them on this box, and then you clear out that box. You can reset it to box 2, and then clear out that one, go to box 3, and then you can infinitely reset that one. So, the accessory for this one is the Ribbon Bow Tie, which increases HP by 10% and damage dealt by 5%. Honestly, that's not a bad accessory. It's the second HP plus 10 accessory that we have, but damage dealt is pretty common, considering that every single sharpshooter has it, and a lot of sharpshooters are very common in multiplayer. So honestly, I would just run something else, like the Head Sorcerer's Handkerchief, that thing, or maybe the what's it called, the bunny hair clip. That one, I think people still use that one. I think that one's still usable. Regardless, it's a good one, but I wouldn't really recommend running it. So, aside from that, I think that pretty much does it for this one. So, on to the next one. And our next event is the Eternal Prison Unlocked. So, this is the Youth Meracle and Lucifer event. Wow, Lucifer's finally playable. So, we can collect Eternity coins. These look very pretty. And then, as always, exchange them in a shop. So, the event weapons are the Blossom Gear Knuckles, which increase Buzzsaw Gale damage by 20%, reduce evasion AP cost by 50% when you're standing at close range, and increase your int by 5%. So, these are made for Youth Meracle. And they're not too bad, honestly. The extra int can actually help her with her damage output, considering that she does have some elements on her attacks. But of course we have a lot of good elemental knuckles in the shops already, so I would highly suggest transmuting this into the Gaia God Fists and just going with that. And then of course the Eye of Satan is the next one. Increases Elimination Magnum Tornado damage by 20%, critical hit damage by 10%, and as a last factor you unlock 3% HP recovery every 5 seconds. This one is also not too bad, considering that we don't have a lot of good orbs to begin with, especially not for Lucifer. But the Blue Star gadget that we have in the coin shop, I would say that one's actually way better than this in like every single regard. So transmute this into Blue Star gadget if you're running Lucifer. And then, lastly, the accessory Dress Gloves of Decimation. Increase hit counter by 0.5 seconds and reduce damage taken by 10% at long range. Now, this is actually a pretty decent accessory. The hit counter can help you with keeping up your hit count, of course, but the damage taken, that's actually a pretty important one right now in Misery 4, because I can't stress enough how important defensive stuff is going to be in these Misery 4 difficulties, because you die in one hit, so you might as well try to reduce that damage as much as possible so you don't get killed by like a stray bullet somewhere. Well, you don't really die in one hit from certain attacks, I don't think, as long as you have enough damage reduction, that is. So try to be as defensive as possible in that, but I'll get back to that later. So let's see, what else do we have? Eternity coins, stamps. Wow, you've been batting me out. Oh boy, some people are gonna abuse that. So boss, Dimension Chimera, beast type, weak to wind. Wind's we don't have a lot of wind characters, I don't think. We have some good wind weapons, like the Storm Cancer dual blades, some knuckles, Stormblade as one-handed sword, and I think we have a bow that uses wind as well. Can't really think of much else though. But regardless, it shouldn't be too difficult, especially not because it's Misery 1. So there you go. I think that about does it for this one. Now here's where it gets fun. The Big 3 strikes back, or strike back. So this is actually something that I've been looking forward to for a while. It's a 3-part boss battle. So we have Monarch Chimera, which is the wedding boss, Eternal Queen, which was Summer 1, and Million Eye, which was the second part of the Summer event boss. So they're all in the same quest in like a 3-round battle, I guess. So, so the accessories that you can get are the Silver Bunny statue, god damn it, Silver Bunny statue and the Gold Bunny statue. Silver Bunny increases HP by 5% and reduces attack damage taken by 10%. Like I said, defensive accessories, very good for higher difficulty stuff. And the Gold Bunny statue increases critical hit chance by 10% and rush mode damage by 5%. That seems like it's a better version of the Jinx necklace that you could have gotten, or that you can get in the return coin shops. So if you're still running Jinx necklace, well, first of all, I highly recommend you upgrade that to the Head Magician's handkerchief. But if you don't have that one and you're running Extrication Ring, then this could be a suitable replacement, depending on the character, of course. So I guess I'll put out some... I can make some fun videos with this, so yeah, we'll get to that later. GA Reverse's Descent, Misery 4. So this is the first Misery 4 event that we got. Misery 4, a higher difficulty than Misery 3, and GA Reverse doesn't even have a Misery 3, so... In Misery 4, every single enemy can kill you in one hit. If you saw the stream that I did last Sunday, we did some Supremacy runs in that in Star Ocean JP, and holy crap, you die like instantly. Doesn't matter what happens, you die instantly. So I assume that's what's gonna happen when you're fighting these Misery 4 bosses as well. So, for Misery 4, we actually have a specific coin, the Misery 4 coin, and you can exchange this in the Misery 4 coin shop. Now, this one is a little different from usual event shops. This one resets monthly, and for those people who have been wondering where you can get magic hammers from, this is where. You can get 2 magic hammers a month, as well as a character ticket and a weapon ticket, and... yeah, that's pretty much it. You can get magic hammers from this. Make sure to grab all of this, because this is some really good stuff, and you only need about, let's see, 6 coins? 6 coins a month to grab these. Now, of course, these missions are incredibly difficult to do, and as you can see here, HP and attack are a lot higher than in Misery 1. That basically means that you're gonna have to pull out your best characters, and you might actually have to do some team building if you're the one hosting the lobby, so make sure you actually set the roles for specific characters. I might actually make a guide on these Misery 4 bosses sometime later. We'll see about that. But I'm scared of Lucifer over here, because his melee attacks are incredibly fast. So yeah, that's gonna suck. Regardless, this should be very fun, and I encourage everybody to give it a try, especially because those quests are only 1 stamina each, so you can run it basically as much as you want. So there we go. And then we have the anniversary campaign. Everything I've talked about up to this point has all been part of this campaign, apparently. So we'll go through this in order. First up, we have the 1-year anniversary gift, which is a 5-star Ace ticket. And if you look inside of your present box, you can actually find 3 Ace tickets there. So they gave us 3. That's pretty cool. So then we have the login bonus, which is 5,000 gems, 4 large limit breakers, the gold bunny statue accessory, some tickets, 10 full stamina tickets. Wow, amazing. I don't know why they didn't just give us 50, because they did that with Brave Exvius, but you know what, 10, that's fine. And then an anniversary AP Starseed. I'm actually not sure what the anniversary thing means. They have a little ribbon, a red ribbon. But I don't know if they're just more effective than normal ones or if it's just the flavor. I don't know. But anniversary achievements, so make sure you do all of these. Shouldn't be too difficult to do these achievements to get the anniversary seeds. Again, I'm going to have to test those out to see what they do. And then Misery 4, talk about that. Big 3, returning events. Okay, here it is. So we have a limited item set in the shop, and it costs 10,000 gems, and you can purchase 10 per person. Now, personally, I don't recommend you buy this, because it gives you an Ace ticket, a 5-star character ticket, weapon ticket, some coins, 2 large limit breakers, AP Starseed, and that's about it. Now, the reason why I say don't buy this is because the only thing that's of like actual value in here is this Ace ticket right here, and usually if you want to buy an Ace ticket, you just do it for the with the normal item sets that you have in the shop that cost like 5,000. Like the character ticket is good, but it doesn't really give you anything good. Usually the weapon ticket, yeah, there's so many weapons in the pool, you can't rely on any of that stuff. The coins, you can get those from transmutation, and I imagine that most of us have like 100 different 5-star weapons still in our inventory just waiting to be transmuted. So if you want any coins, you can just do that. And like we have all of these rerun events right now, you can just farm, or not farm, but you can get 5-star weapons from them to transmute those. Large limit breakers, that's cool, but limit breakers are getting a lot more common now, and 2, that's nothing. That's like 1 level on an Ace. That's great. AP Starseed doesn't really mean anything, and then all of this stuff again doesn't really mean anything. So you're pretty much paying for an Ace ticket. Don't want to do that for 10,000. So I would just save it. Now we have these 3, so let's go to the gacha for these. And before we look at the other gachas, we have some weapons to go through. Gotta keep the suspense real. So first we have the Coral Knuckles. These look terrifying. They imbue your attacks with wind, increase wind damage dealt by 20%, increase AP recovery speed by 50%, and at max limit break you unlock damage taken minus 15%. Now we already have some other wind knuckles in the gacha, the cat claws as well as the storm wheels. And these knuckles are obviously better than those two. The storm wheels actually do have lifesteal, so they put up a decent fight. But these have an 1100 int and attack stat, so they can up your damage output by a lot. And of course, wind damage dealt plus 20%, can't forget about that. Now, if you already have the other wind knuckles, you don't necessarily have to pull for this, because it is 3,000 gems after all. That is a lot of gems. So if you already have the other ones, you don't have to pull for this if you're running like a bunch of different characters with a lot of different weapons. So in that case, I wouldn't recommend pulling on this. But if you don't have the other ones, then you have no reason to not pull on this. So very good. And up next, the Funeral Ornament. So this is the a new orb, which imbues your attacks with wind, increase wind damage dealt by 40%, increase AP recovery speed by 50%, and gives you 80-20 guts. Now this one is obviously made for they introduced it alongside Lucifer, but this is actually something that other orb users can use, and it's the first elemental imbued orb that we have. On top of that, it's immediately wind damage plus 40%. So if you're running orb users like Mavel, Summer Sophia, Fiore, who else is there? There's a lot. Freya, that's right. So any of them, this is a must-have. Definitely pull on this if you're running orb users, because this thing is freaking amazing. Now, I'm not sure if there's any other wind elemental orbs. It doesn't look like it. So, yeah, make sure you pick this up if you're running orb users. Now, this is the one that I imagine a lot of people have been wondering, whether it's worth it to pull on this or not, the 1-year anniversary 5-star ace campaign draw. So you can pull on this once, and you're guaranteed to get 10 ace characters. If you go into the odds, you can see that it's a 100% chance for a 5-star, and those 5-stars can only be one of these characters that you have right here. They're all aces, and they're all permanent characters too. Now, I would say don't pull on this. Well, depending on your situation. So to start with, if you're a new player or somebody who just started playing the game, reroll and pull on this, because this banner is amazing for rerolling. 5,000 gems and you're guaranteed 10 ace characters. So rerollers definitely go for this banner. Now, for anybody who's been playing for a while, depending on your situation, you can do different things. So first of all, if you want multiple characters from this banner, like let's say for instance you want to get a Verda, let's say you want Diaz, Dark Albo, and Roddick or something, and then maybe like Youth Sophia. If you want multiple characters from this banner, then I would say go for it, roll on the banner for 5,000 gems, then it's worth it. But if you only want one character out of this list, like out of this entire list, the only one that I want is Relia and maybe Dark Albo. I'm not going to roll on this because you can see how many 5-stars there are in this pool, and the chances of me getting the one that I want are incredibly small, too small for me to even take that risk. I'm just going to hope that I get them sometime in a future pool. So if there's only one character, one or two that you want from this banner, skip out on it. You're definitely going to get them sometime in the future with ace tickets or just a random pull. Well, maybe not definitely, but hopefully. So skip out on that. And then for the people who don't want any of these characters and are just like, well, it's 5,000 gems and you're guaranteed 10 ace characters, why wouldn't you do it? Well, I implore you to ask yourself this. Look at this list and ask yourself, what do you get by pulling from this banner? If your answer is a bunch of random 5-stars, then don't pull on this. Because you see, in this game, this game is a lot different than other gacha games. Now, if we were playing FGO or something, and a banner like this came out and it said 10 pull for you're guaranteed like 10 SSRs, I would have said do it in an instant. But in this game, 5-star characters are a lot less valuable than they are in other games, which means getting 10 random 5-stars, that's not going to do much for you in the long run. And eventually they do, well, you could say eventually they become large limit breakers. That's not going to happen if you're not whaling. So if you want multiple characters from this banner, TLDR, multiple characters, roll on this. If you don't, I would say skip out on it. It doesn't really give you anything. And then, aside from that, we also have both of these banners, the hero banner and the heroine banner. So these are a little different. It's 1,000 gems, and you're guaranteed one 5-star, and the rest could just be whatever. So it's just a normal 10 pull, guaranteed one 5-star. They've done this before, and every single time I've said don't do it, it's not worth it. It still isn't, because pretty much the only thing that you get from this are limit breakers. Those have been getting super common, and you can easily skip out on this banner. But then again, if you do want one of these characters, well, you know, looking at this, if you want one of these characters, again, I would say just wait until you pull them randomly with tickets, for instance, because this list is, it's still pretty big, and you're only guaranteed one 5-star. Like, look at how small your chances are of actually getting the one that you want. There's no reason to pull on this. And then let's take a look at the new characters. Youth Meracle, first of all. So, her talent increases attack and in damage by 30% for the entire party and gives the entire party anti-flinch casting. Her second talent reduces AP cost for the entire party by 20% when Youth Meracle is standing at close range. Her third talent gives herself normal attack AP recovery plus 100% and recovers 100% AP whenever she does one of those perfect dodges. And then her fourth talent reduces her symbol invoking time by 80% and gives her a 90-10 guts. Her rush has a 3500% multiplier and increases the entire party's elemental damage by 50% for 20 seconds. And then she's got some cool battle skills with the mixed symbology and physical attacks. Crescent Locust Int has a 410 multiplier, which is higher than the other Crescent Locusts, and it's a very fast attack. Feline Windblade, I'm pretty sure Windblade is just crap as always. Then her party-wide heal, Int 250%, I think that's a good one. I think most Fairy Lights are around like 250, somewhere around there. And then Buzzsaw Gale, 850% multiplier with a 2 hit count, so overall, seems like a pretty decent moveset. But unfortunately, she's got an int stat of 2455, which that's not very good. Now, Youth Meracle, all in all, is a pretty good healer. She's also the first healer that we've gotten in like 5 months. I think the last one that we got was Dream Welch, and that was back during Valentine. So yeah, 5 months since our last healer, and this one is a pretty good one. So the attack and in damage buff, that's very similar to Dream Welch, like I said, Maid Claire and Nestina, so we've seen that time and time again. It's pretty good. Anti-flinch casting for the entire party, that can help invokers. Let's see, first Sneakers, AP cost minus 20%, that's also pretty good. Some characters could make use of AP cost reduction, and it's when Youth Miracle stays at close range, and luckily that is where she excels, because she does use Knuckles, and she's not really a caster, she's more like an attacker. So then we have normal attack AP recovery plus 100% for herself, so you know that even further drives home the point of her being more of an attacker. And then she has that symbol invoking time minus 80%, and she even uses Knuckles, so her cast time should be incredibly fast. She has a Guts, which means that she can survive and then heal herself right back up. Overall, she seems like a very decent healer, and like I said, she uses Knuckles, which means that she can be on element in any situation as long as you have the Knuckles. So overall, Youth Miracle, not too bad. And then up next we have Lucifer. So he increases int for the entire party by 15%, converts 55% of int into attack for all attackers, sharpshooters, and defenders. He increases his own critical hit chance by 20% and 40% at 100 hits or 200 hits. And his last talent reduces his AP cost by 50% after he uses Elimination Magnum Tornado. And his rush Wind of Decimation has a 4000% multiplier and increases in damage by 60% for himself. And then his battle skills, right wing and left wing. If you fought Lucifer, you should know what these are like. He just flies to the right and left. 8 hit count, pretty good. 540% multiplier, that's also pretty good, and it should be fairly fast as well. Then we have Elimination Tornado, which is the tornado type of attack. Yeah, surprising. Has a 610% multiplier, should be pretty decent as well. And then Elimination Magnum Tornado gives him the buff, and it has a very good multiplier, but I imagine the cast time on this is kind of long. And he's got an int stat of 2718. So Lucifer is actually very similar to the other into attack converter that we have, Lazard. He's got an int buff for the entire party. Lazard has a 20% int buff, Lucifer has 15%, but Lucifer has a 55% conversion, whereas Lazard has a 50%. He's got the crit hit chance thing. Lazard also has something with critical hit chance, and Lazard also has something with AP cost reduction. On top of that, their stats are super similar. 2700 int stat for both of them. The only difference is that Lazard has 2 elements that he can use, whereas Lucifer only has 1 element that he can use. Other than that, they are incredibly similar in like everything that they do. So yeah, Lazard is amazing, which means Lucifer is also just as amazing. So overall, this is a pretty good banner, but both of them are non-limited, so I would say skip out on this if you don't desperately want either of them. They are good, like I said. But that's it for that, I think. Alright, this is my last hurrah. Please, anniversary tickets. Give me some good. Give me Maid Claire. Please. Please, I'm begging you. Anniversary tickets. Come on. Please, just do it. Do it. I've spent like 100k. You can't do this to me.
Maybe now
Is it?
I can be
Oh. God damn it. Again, another bow user. Oh my god, are you freaking out of your mind? No, I'm the one that's out of my mind. God's sakes. Get me away from that screen. I cannot wait for that banner to be gone. 6 more days. I have to hold out for 6 more days. Oh, I don't think I can take it, man. God damn it, I have the weapons, but I don't have the characters. That is so stupid. Well, regardless, that I think that does it for the update that we have right here. There's a lot of stuff to go through. I'll cover the Misery 4 stuff in separate videos, so I guess that's it for the anniversary update. I was honestly expecting to get like a ticket that would allow us to choose a 5-star of our own, but I guess not. So, guess that does it for me, and I will see you guys next time. Peace!